I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit more. A little bit. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Everything's so nice. Ah! Alright, so I think what I should do next, because I just wanted to get the wood down on this guy. It's a prime example of why you should thin your paints too, because the wood here otherwise, you see all these like nice lines around the wood. You wouldn't really get that otherwise. You know what, maybe see if I can change. Is there a better focus? Nope. There we go, that's better. Yeah, those lines. If you didn't thin your paints properly, they wouldn't be there. Like the paint, with how thick it is normally, would just cover it up completely. And it forces you to paint in lots of layers, which I was too impatient for a lot of my stuff early on, which is noticeable. I'm so excited to be streaming again. Oh, what row? Y'all don't want to see bright lights. Alright, so what am I going to paint next on this guy? Normally I start with the skin, so I guess I should do that. Now this dwarf's an adventurer, so he's probably going to be fairly well tanned. So I am thinking I want to use this guy. And where is it? I should have a golden skin. Oh, no. But I'm going to mix this. I don't want to just use that. Let's see, what should I mix it with, though? Because I don't like the consistency. I'm thinking of going Vallejo from now on when it comes to this stuff. But, let's see. Let's see, what do we want? Jeremy was thinking red for something. What was it? He was, oh, the hair. That's right. He was thinking dark red for the hair. Apparently, people don't like playing like old looking characters, so I have to remember that. I know it's golden, but maybe I'll just add a little bit of burnt orange to it. Yay for shaking bottles, right? Ooh. Some people actually have like paint shakers, and it's really funny to me. I don't know, maybe if you're just getting the absolute maximum out of your paints. Huge dollop of that, because, you know, I like wasting paint, I guess. Oh. Ba, 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 da, da. Uh-oh. This is what I hate about these, though. It's clogged up. If I had, like, a needle or something, I'd just shove it in there, roaming around. That would be easy, at least. Let's chat. I'll be in to say hi in a while. Aw! Yay! If I see Nina hop in here and say hi, we'll have to catch her up on things. So my solution for when that happens, and if I can't unclog it, I will shake the paint to the top in this, and so it'll all be in that little divot, and then I'll just kind of like tap it out. I'll need a better method when I actually need to be a little more controlled, but I don't, so yay. Lecture on a different day this week, I know. I'll change to another day. Alright. Well, I need to put some water in this. Oh, that's what this camera is saying. I was like, what is this? It's seeing my little water dish, which I guess I can just move a little more out of the way so you don't have to see that. So depending on how much paint you have in there determines how much more water you need to add to thin your paints, especially if you're mixing two paints together, like I am here. Oh, that blended so smoothly. Oh, that's so nice. Just gonna add a little more water. It's always better to be on the thinner side. If it's too thin, it's just gonna be like a wash. You know, and a wash is just going to cling to recesses. It won't really spread. So that is a danger. But, I mean, a lot of people like paint very thin and just do it in multiple layers. But you'll find that sweet spot eventually as you just go through. And don't be afraid about ruining models. I think that's what got me and why I would like stop and go painting a lot, is I would just be afraid of ruining these models that I'd spend like 15 bucks on or whatever. Well, if you are afraid of that, and you will be, sure, you can just buy, there's a bunch of cheap models. I started with skeletons, because skeletons are easy as all hell. Alright, so let's see how this actually looks, huh? Nah. I was talking too much. I'm not sure that's thin enough. See, I'm still in the learning process. Just put a whole lot more. You know, I haven't told this story, but how I got into miniature painting was actually so that I could play a war game that I never even finished the models on. I I wanted to play Hordes, which a lot of people call War Hordes because it's War Machine and Hordes. It's kind of like it's the same game, but one's like steampunk magic and the other one is just fantasy magic. Oh, these pro painters will probably get on to me because it's probably looking like I'm painting on like mildly dried paint. But fuck 'em! I can do what I want. This was actually Thrain's idea. Thrain Ashenforge. um, you know, a lot of creative people want to learn how to paint. So if they can see someone else's journey that isn't too far away from what their own progress will be like, maybe I can encourage people to paint more. And oh my gosh, if I can help get people to be more creative, I am all for it. Like, oh my god. Yes. Oh, I need some water. I got this bright ass light in front of me. I'm just gonna scoot my way on down. Bye. Aquafina, the only brand. It's also important to note that as you go, you're going to get paint on other things. That's fine. You can chase that. Also, when you're just starting, that's why I like to go skin first. I mean, I'm a liar because I started with the barrel. But that is because the barrel was so far detached from the rest of the mini, I figured it would be really fun and easy, and I only had like an hour before I had to go to work. So I was like, I'll just do the wood. Why not?
Hola.
Hola! ¿Cómo se dice? Wait, how do you say? That's not
Okay.
right. ¿Cómo está? Hey again. You might want to mute the stream because you're probably going to be able to hear yourself echo. Or mute me in here. Either way works. Thanks,
Oh, okay.
Tuli.
Well, what, you're streaming, are you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sweet. What are you streaming?
It's on in the guild chat. You convinced me to do this. I actually found my camera. It was, funny enough, sitting in a bag, out in the open, in a box.
Oh, shut up. Are you fucking doing the modeling tutorial sort of thing?
Modeling, no. I would love to learn how to model miniatures, but it's painting.
Painting of the... Yeah, that's what I meant. I was going to
Oh,
see how much the noob I
well, that's fine.
am. No, awesome. I'll have to catch it up later because I've just finished work. But yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Awesome. Are you doing that model that you were doing before?
I think I posted it. Yeah, it's the dwarf with like the stein and the keg.
Oh, Sick. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Oh, I definitely will check out that stream. Yeah. Oh, are you doing the dwarf for a particular scenario of D and D that you want to do, or?
Um, well, I've got like a bunch of cases of miniatures, so I just go through them, and I figured I'd be on a dwarf bench for a while, so for my minis. So I'm just picking dwarves out that look interesting. The one I plan on painting next after this one is going to be a dwarf wizard. He's got a little like wizard hat and everything. It's pretty cute, pretty cool.
Yeah, right. That sounds awesome. I wish I do. You need to live in Australia, honestly, because like I need friends like you that are into this sort of stuff, so that I can learn.
Yeah, man. I hear you. The whole thing I used to do on Twitch for mini painting was kind of just a to show my progress and how far I come along, to kind of
Yeah,
bring people with me on that,
yeah,
because there's a
no,
lot of new people that are afraid to mess up minis. And I'm gonna mess up some fucking minis, like don't you worry. So it's a process.
yeah. So how much years of experience painting minis do you have?
Well, it was off and on for a little bit up until now. I would say probably a couple years worth of painting. Anything
Yeah,
past
yeah,
that would just be off and on painting here and there, maybe once every couple months.
yeah. Awesome. Uh, um, so yeah, I obviously have a lot more. You have a lot more experience. I always hesitated to buy miniatures and that and get right. Uh,
Ooh, Discord does not like you right now.
creating gaming. Lost a bit. Oh, how about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. I was just saying I never really got the opportunity, mainly due to me holding myself back, not only for cost, but inexperience of the painting side and ruining it. Um, where I had a lot of friends that were, well, when I was younger, especially, were right into 40k and doing tabletops and stuff like that, and they were had these massive bloody studios just absolutely packed with little squadrons and scenarios and stuff that they're playing out on with friends and that. And I sat in on one of them and just seeing how much time people have spent on their miniatures and stuff and painting was just it blew my mind, mate.
Oh yeah. Like right now I'm painting the skin in layers. Everything is layers. But when it comes to just starting out, so most of my shit, like I put a picture up on the selfies of my little setup
Yeah,
there. It's a it's a fucking box with a bunch of paints that I have collected over time. Like I got the
yeah,
starter set, which is about $40, comes with everything you need.
yeah.
Um and that's it. Everything else I've gotten is from like Walmart, man. Like they always talk
Okay.
about these fancy paintbrushes. Like this is like my one of my only fancy paintbrushes. It's a Citadel paintbrush. Their shit is overpriced. Straight up. Most of my brushes are from Walmart, do just fine, especially just starting out.
Yeah.
And as far as
Well,
miniatures go,
I
um,
suppose I could.
yeah, do it.
Sorry, sorry. Go. I was just gonna say. I suppose I could blame the Walmart brushes if I'm doing really really bad.
Ah, I mean, hey,
Uh,
I've painted some pretty good miniatures with Walmart brushes. I think it's a lot of hogwash, unless or until you get to like painting the fucking Mona Lisa on some dude's like shield. Then then you want to be really particular about your brushes, sure. But I've got like
Yeah, okay.
a mason jar full of water, paper towels. Um, that's really it. As far as miniatures go, now I was just saying this earlier. Don't be afraid to mess up minis. You will, and that's part of it. So what I would do is I had a bunch of skeletons. Skeletons are easy. Easiest thing you could paint is skeletons because like it's white and you could have fun trying to do little things. The ones that I did, let me see, where's my undead? Well, you can't actually see it, but I'll take a picture.
No, that's all right. If you show it in your stream, I'll watch the stream.
Okay. Yeah. Let me 1 second. Be right back. Perks of having an organized miniature setup. So undead solids. So these are what I started with, and they're kind of varying degrees. I went back to them a little bit and touched them up, but these are the very first minis I've ever painted, and it doesn't take like, it's weird with mini painting. If you learn a technique, your painting skill will like rise up sharply, and everything looks really good, and then you're gonna plateau for a while until you learn something new. And so these guys are supposed to look dirty. I put a dark wash over them, like dirt, like magic swords. With the shields, these shields are kind of like have a sunburst on it, and so I thought I kind of did that myself a little bit. Not quite freestyling, but just a little bit in the design, because I wanted it to be like these were a bunch of like holy guys or clerics or something that died, and so they've got like a sunburst shield. Obviously they failed. These zombies here. These ones actually dry brushed. Okay, so anyway, back to the point. The point being, you can get a bunch of cheap ass minis to paint and make them look dope as hell. Or if you don't, cool, you wasted no money.
So if you apply your primer, obviously, and then you change your mind on the colour, is it easy to strip it back without taking that primer, or do you have to start all over again?
So primer, because there's different colored primers, right? Like you got gray, black, white. I mainly just do black for everything. Some people will tell you that you can do white if it's mainly going to be lighter based or lighter toned colors on the miniature. I didn't like it when I tried it, so I would just prime everything black. And there's a handful of people that would agree with me that stream on here too. And if you decide to do a different color, just paint over it. That's what I do. There is a method for stripping paint off a miniature. Most miniatures now are plastic, and so you've got to be careful on what you use. I haven't had to do it yet. I really don't want to do it, so I haven't looked into it.
Okay. So basically, make sure that you're putting on the colour that you really want instead of having to dial back if you make a mistake. Is that what you're telling me?
Kinda. You know, you can always paint things in layers, and if you're painting it smooth enough, you should be able to put a couple of layers of the color you actually want instead, and just fix it. Just paint over it. On stream, I'm showing on the top of my bottles, because, I mean, yeah, the bottles are translucent so you can see the paint, but what I do, because the lids are always white, I will take some of that paint and paint it on the top of it, so I can really see what it's going to look like before I make that mistake.
So are you mixing your paints as you go to get the colours that you want?
I am. I actually mixed these two. So I got burnt orange and golden skin, which are fairly similar. It's just that the burnt orange obviously has a bit more of that orange color to it, which I would think make it look a little more tanned. and I just don't like the golden skin tone very much. So that's my solution. You're going to be mixing colors a lot because when you first get your learning to paint, it's going to be like your primary colors and maybe one or two fun ones. And you just want to mix them.
So stay basic and then experiment a little bit here and there. So
yeah, stay basic. And then just pick up one or two paints on occasion when you have a project that you think would be fun with a specific color. Like, I didn't pick up like this. I have like a lime green in here that I didn't pick up until I wanted to do something that looked like jade. And I was like, oh, this would be really cool. Or I have clotted red and carnage red, which with the way they were made, like, is really easy to look like blood. Though I'm going to be using clotted red to look like a deep red hair for the character here.
Not to sound like a big girl, but that sounds pretty gross. Clotted red.
Clotted red. Oh, yeah, that's not even the worst of it. Let me see. Reichland Flesh Shade? Goddamn. It's a wash. Oh, yeah, and my only other tip, if there's anything you take with you, is thin your paints by a drop of water. 1 or 2 drops of water, doesn't matter the consistency, always add a drop of water. And you can just take it off of your brush. Okay. So, like you see I've got a little drop. That's a lot of water to me. A lot of times I'll have like a little bit less. And or try and do 2 dollops of that.
Why are you thinning the paint?
Because otherwise you get monstrosities. Let me see. So you'll be able to see it on cam.
Don't break your miniature for me.
No, it's fine. This is like a whole big reason as to why I want to stream, honestly. So this character has a big barrel behind him, or next to him, and on it are all of these little lines that's supposed to be like wood, because wood has those little grooves and creases.
Of course, yep.
If you don't thin your paints, sorry, here, that'll be better. All of that detail, that nice detail, goes away. Because paint, it's got texture and it's thick. So suddenly you've just got a bunch of brown on a surface. You don't have a barrel. If you thin your paints, you're going to be painting over that same spot like 4 times, and you have to let it dry each time. So I'll do that spot, and then I'll go to a different area, and then by the time I'm done with that, the first spot will have dried. That way, you don't lose any detail, and it kind of brings it all to life.
Yeah. Oh, that's a massive tip, man. That's a good one.
That's the thing that, like, yeah.
I just assumed that the paint had come, or you just used less paint, but I never really considered the really finer details to miniatures, that the paint would just fill that gap and you just continue on. Yeah, no, that's definitely a great tip.
I'm using Reaper Bones miniatures. They're really good. We did a finely detailed, almost too detailed for me. They did a Kickstarter a long time ago, and so that's how I have the majority of my minis. Is we just spent like $100 or so bucks, and got like over 100 miniatures, man. Like we have so many minis unpainted. So yeah, if you can ever find a Kickstarter like that, I do that. But
there was a thing advertised a little while ago that had I wouldn't say boxes, but it had some pretty cool gory monstrosity monsters sort of thing, and like a 3-headed Cerberus, but the Cerberus was like heavily broken down and almost zombie-like in some of their features, which was awesome. And I'm like, I could so get into D&D with these types of miniatures. Um, but again, I totally need more friends. Like I was just saying, you need to move to Australia so that I can actually meet people who want to do what I want to do. Where I can't obviously play D&D by myself, wouldn't be as fun or an experience than having multiple people and personalities to really, make it come alive. Um, but I think Agron is pretty much the same boat. He wants his first.
Okay. Yeah, that's another reason why I thought of streaming, is because everyone who's normally streaming on Twitch for mini painting are gods, man. Like, the stuff they paint is insane, or very unique. And so I'm just sitting here as a fucking amateur painter, like, no one's gonna be able to follow this. So yeah, this is just the simple shit. The simple shit.
For beginners. No. I have watched those streams.
Yeah.
Especially on YouTube, where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna create this battlefield and stuff like this," and I'm like watching him cut out styrofoam and stick bits and pieces around. I'm like, "What the hell?" And then they do that time lapse thing, and they start painting away, and I'm like, "Holy motherfucker, this is epic!"
Oh, it totally is.
How the hell do you go from my starting point to get there? Like,
honestly, it'll probably take a couple years. But there's some like cool, and that's what's great, is you only need to learn a couple things, and suddenly, even though it's not going to be to their detail, it'll still look good. Washes, there's a type of paint called a wash, and all it is super thin paint. So that way it clings to the recesses of the miniature and makes shadows. So instead of having, like, I'll do this with the barrel, because right now the barrel looks like flat, right? It's just brown, and you can't really see all those little recesses very well. I mean, you can, but they don't pop.
Yeah.
So what a wash does, and this drastically improved my painting, is it clings to all that, makes shadow, and suddenly instead of just like a 2D almost like flat miniature, you suddenly have like, it looks more real. It just gives it life. So if you just apply wash to things, man, it's great. That's one of those little things you can do that'll just like bring your painting up from like 75 to 100.
Okay. I also, I did see on one of these really epic painter dudes, they were talking about staining. It's like, I don't know the technique on how to do it, but where they have like metallic sort of areas that when they stain the surface, it shows like a corrosive sort of look.
I don't know. When it come to rusted stuff, I haven't really done anything rusted, honestly, not yet. But I imagine you just paint it, like if I had a sword and I just had it, because I use metallic paints too. Citadel's great for metallic paints. I guess you would just go over it. Now I imagine it'd be like how I do my blood stuff. Like, there's a couple miniatures I have, I don't know where they are, where I needed to put some blood on the weapon to make it look like all badass and shit. I imagine it'd be a lot like that, just a little more focused, a little less like splattered or anything. So that's interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, it was a 40k painter who was doing. I'm not sure if it was goblins or orcs in their big mech machines, and you know how in
Oh yeah.
40k they're kind of slightly run down sort of machinery, kind of thrown together, and some of it was rusted or really worn back sort of metal. And yeah, he was talking about staining the color and that. It was epic, man. Like, but I could tell that it was well and truly more advanced than what I needed to watch. It was just cool to see.
Oh yeah. And see, I'm already messing. Oh, I'm not messing up, but I'm doing this in the wrong order because I'm painting the skin. I paint miniatures like how you get dressed in the morning. Skin
Yeah.
first. um, but I didn't do the eyes yet, and the eyes are the most annoying thing. Ugh, I hate eyes. I hate painting eyes. But so I'm just gonna keep doing the skin, and I'll get to the eyes next because yeah, I don't want to jump around too
Hey,
much.
Abbott, how's it going, man?
You guys.
Hey, buddy. Feel free to
I'm
hop on the
getting
stream, Abbott.
I wish.
I'm getting-
on stream? Okay.
I'm getting taught some techniques with about miniatures. I'm going to check out Kel's stream later on.
Oh yeah.
Just ask him some questions. Um, have you ever got into miniatures, Abbott? Because this is
Oh,
your
yeah.
opportunity right now, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super amateur, but yeah.
I used to be able to paint, but I can't paint anymore. I just have people like Kel do it for me because I suck at it right now.
Yeah, did you end up reposting what you had before, Kel?
Oh no. And I wasn't sure what you thought about it, but it was really just a library of things I've painted. I wasn't like advertising or anything.
Okay, well, I thought you did pretty good work, man.
A lot of
But
that is
anyway.
like really early stuff for
Yeah.
me, and they're in no particular order either. Unfortunately, I really should have tried to put them from like beginning to now.
Yeah, well, if you can, towards the end of your stream, because I'm going to duck out in a minute and just have a chat with Abbott. The your best piece, man, the best piece that you
Best
painted.
piece. Oh no. Okay.
He's a pretty good painter though. He probably has a good selection.
I
That's
have
why I gotta
3 that I'm
know.
really proud
I've got
of.
to know. Yeah, the one that you're really proud of, your best piece. Yeah.
Probably my
I'd be very
lion.
curious.
I've got a lion character, like it's some sort of lion man with a big ass greatsword.
Ooh.
Well, that sounds epic.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I have this habit of just straightening my brush with my mouth, and I just did that with the wrong end of the brush.
I used to do that when I painted too. It's gross. It's so gross because you taste the paint.
Yeah, well, I always try and rinse it off first, but I'm still tasting like, dirty paint water a little bit. Okay.
Classy. That's really classy.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll chat with you later, Kel. Abbott, I'm going to jump into officer chat. You got a minute?
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you later.
Take care.
All right. So for eyes, Misty Gray. I don't do pure white. Don't do pure white, except for things you really want to pop or accents. By the way, my repertoire of knowledge, how I do everything, is little things I've picked up here and there that I was actually able to understand. A lot of stuff, even though I said, these gods on Twitch, they're really great and you won't be able to pick up a lot of what they're doing. There are little things that you will be able to. While the majority of the techniques you might not understand it, and if you ask them, they'll explain it. They're amazing. The community on Twitch is amazing for mini painting. It really is. I need to keep looking at this camera instead. But I find it easier to look up techniques at the time, or how do I say it? Start. Yeah. So here and there, not just all in one, not just one thing, but here and there with different people. That's kind of how I think that's what I was trying to get at, was how I learned all these little techniques. I actually still have the video saved on my YouTube channel. Well, not my channel, it's not on my channel, but I have the video saved on my YouTube for how to paint eyes, and it's really nice. I'm still not good at it, but hate eyeballs. Oh my god, I hate eyeballs. Why did I like that? Maybe I just like licking things. Maybe I'm just fucking weird. Alright, so this is one of those specialty brushes that I use, and it's just ridiculously thin. Like, Walmart brushes, for the most part, will do you just fine when you're learning, but when I'm painting things like tiny eyeballs, like on this character, whose eyes you probably can't even really see, I'm gonna want this. For the Star Wars miniatures that I had painted, which I think it was, was it X-Wing? No. The ones that are like the size of half the width of a penny, just as tall. Oh man. Hated those. I used this brush almost exclusively. Right, now you see that's gonna be too much. So what I do when I make a mistake like that is you dry your brush and then you stick it over it, and the brush will soak up any of the excess paint, keeping you from losing that detail otherwise. This man's eyes are so tiny. Oh my god. At least my last one you could see them, but between the bushes, and if you look, maybe you can spot it. But under the eye, you know, the skin that just goes underneath the eye before it starts, it's like that, and then right above it is the eyebrow, and so you've got like a tiny little sliver of actual eye that this guy has. Man, that's good, because if I make a mistake on the eyes, no one's gonna see it. At least I hope no one sees it. And there's not a lot of paint there, so they dry pretty quick. But I'm still just going to do another layer of skin again. Because I don't want any of that, the black from the primer, showing up through it. Which is why some people prime with different tones of primer. I do an aerosol can because it's easy. I know there's a lot of people, what they will do is they will prime it certain parts with the color, the base color that they want for that piece on the model. And they're just painted on. They physically paint the primer. I will get there eventually, I am sure, but I am not there yet, so I aerosol. And even then, it took a couple of models for me to figure out how to do that properly, even with the can. Okay, so little tidbit, I hate this brand's skin tone. The Master Paint series. Oh. I hate it. There's always a texture. It doesn't matter how much I thin it. Like it always seems to be like there's a texture. Maybe that's intentional. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at painting. Probably. Probably. But on this guy, it's okay, because he's a dwarf with rough skin. But I still mixed it with another color to try and maybe like weed that out a little bit, thin it down, before I applied the water. Which honestly was kind of like my original reason to do it. I don't know if that helps, but it seemed to work for me. That was kind of an experiment I did. So, yay! Oh my god, I've been streaming for 40 minutes! Swear, my manager at work and the manager before him at my old property, oh man, I think they're a bad influence on me. I'm gaining the gayness. Gaining like I wasn't already, but you know what I mean. Damn it, you know what I mean. Another thing is that you don't go straight from paint to mini. And I'll probably repeat that for Thrain when he comes back. But you do not go from paint to mini. That's why I have, you know, this here, this paper towel, is so that, oh jeez, come on. Yeah, there's my paint. Is when I get a dollop on it, and I thin it on the paper towel, I'm getting a bunch of that excess off there, so it's not glopped up, and I only have exactly what I need on the brush. It just helps. It helps a lot, especially on finer points. Okay, well, maybe another layer on the eyes. So normally you would do the eyes first here because you can fix any mistakes when you're doing the skin that's around it. And it's a little easier not to make mistakes painting around the eyes. You can paint around eyes fairly easily. You should be able to anyway, I guess, I don't know. And I don't do colors yet. I don't do like green, blue, whatever. I just do the pupil, the black for the eyes. So That is what I'll be doing. I probably shouldn't be using pure black, just like you don't use pure white. Austin? What's this? Yeah, I'll just use black. That's fine. I can't wait for my paint tray to come in. I'm actually really happy with Twitch that they are they did this thing, so I don't have to use OBS. I'll have to take a look to see just how customizable it is, though. I didn't put paint on the brush yet. I just want to say that before it looked like I put paint on and then ate it. See, that's gonna look a little messed up. Doesn't look bad. Good job, me. I'm still going to clean it up, of course, with the, whites around it. Maybe try and make it a little more smoother. Wow, I'm actually okay with these eyes. I usually hate them, and they never look right. Okay, I'm just gonna take my mini over here real quick. His right eye, when you really look at it, a little derpy, so. Derp derp. It's hard to see with this. I have to mess with the settings a little bit. You know what? Actually, I'm not happy with the eye on the left side now that I'm looking at it more and more. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint over that. It's a C3, and that's what I was telling you to do, right? Like, I didn't like the color. I made a mistake. So, paint it over. And I'm going to try again. And as long as your paints are thin, that should be fine. You're going to have to find that balance, though, between, too thin and, good, because if it's too thin, it's just a wash, and it's not really going to be useful. But how it was told to me was just a little drop. Maybe 2 little drops. And you can see that the consistency on the paint. So I need it to be a little closer to the nose. Better. It's better. I'm okay with that. Alright. And so now I get to fix the little mistakes I made with the light color, the white, on the skin. And if I had done that, if I had done the eyes first, I wouldn't have to repaint over it, I'd just be painting it for the first time. Order of operations, guys. Something something math class. Hate math. Oh. There we go. All right. Now he's got a lot of hair. Do I want to do the hair next? I kind of do. I kind of really do. Okay, I said I had an order of operations for things, right? Like skin, eyes, you know, or eyes, skin, boots, whatever. But I also just kind of like want to paint what I want to paint. I want to paint clotted red. So I break my own rules sometimes. I need to buy a bunch of little tiny beads. They can really help when it comes to your paints. For, shaking them up. And if this clouded red isn't dark enough, I'll just go over it again with this being like, a base. But I think it should be. And the reason people do the different primer colors is because you can still see the black showing through the first layer because the layer is pretty thin. And so what some people will do is if they want a specific tone, instead of just coloring it that tone, they'll prime it, like black, and then they'll have like this red, and so that black will show through. And so they won't completely cover that layer. They'll just do a couple of really thin layers so that it still shows through, and you can kind of get something unique that way, I think. In theory, but not there. I understand it though. Oh, that's his ear. Ah. Okay, well now that I can see it, I'll have to go over it with the skin tone. It'll be easier to see once I, yeah, I'm going around it with the red. That's his fucking ear, dude. Huge ears, man. Just blend it in with all the black. You know, I might even dry brush a dark gray or a light gray over the hair to kind of show that he is a little older. And so what that'll do is it'll only put paint on the raised edges. I probably shouldn't have that so close to the microphone. I'll figure that out. Oh, I need to drink some water. Stay hydrated. So this is just where the hair meets the skin. Kind of resigned myself that I'm probably gonna get red on the skin because of how small that is. So I'm not too worried about it. See how it's all well, it's too thin and I got too much on the brush, so it's kind of filling in those recesses. So I'm just gonna dry off my brush, and if you take a dry brush to it, like I said before, it'll soak that paint up, and you can move it around as well, kind of direct it somewhere else. I think someone just dropped off a package at my door. I'm gonna take a look. I'll be right back, guys. Nope. Someone else. Problem with living in an apartment. I will still be right back. Hey, I'm back. To all of you watching this, yeah, okay. Let's see. Should probably get it set up so I'm not leaning forward so much. Note to self. You'll probably be able to see the ear more by, seeing what's still black around it. That's his ear. Some of you might be like, but Ost, red hair isn't actually red. Not really. Not that you can super tell with my lighting, but I am in fact a ginger. I understand this. But fantasy red, like video games and shit, they love that red color. They don't care that it's really supposed to be orange most of the time. Maybe I'll try and come up with a ginger color. You know what might be fun is at the bottom of these here, I might try and put like gold caps. That might be fun. Add a little jewelry to there. Whoopsie doopsie. Close to the last layer, I think. I know those braces like just keep my back like perfect. That'd be really nice. I'm liking it. Maybe I'll add a little more orange to it, you know? Wonder what that would do. Just adding a little bit of water to the skin tone I had made. I don't want it drying out on me too soon. Which is also why I have a wet palette coming in. Yes, I could have used a plastic bin, some paper towels, and some wax paper. Well, sue me. It was $10. Don't you look at me like that. Your skin tone is perfectly fine. I actually think I have a black skin tone I want to do on one of these guys. He's certainly coming along. Ah, see that? It's just a weird angle right there. Hate it. Okay. I like to think that this is actually just his nose hair. Look, guys, he's got a face now. Just gotta paint his eyebrows here in a bit. Oh, there's that little section right there that I didn't see until just now. Right there. Creepy. Uh-oh. someone joined. Hello. Alright. I really want to put the wash on that barrel. I want to finish it so badly. But one thing at a time. Thinking about trying something lighter with this hair. Wondering if it was too dark. No, that's fine, actually. Yeah, it's pretty good. Might leave it like it is without dry brushing any gray hairs. God, I haven't done dry brushing in a while either. I haven't done any techniques in a while, technically. But, you know what I mean. Okay, time to get this skin tone back to normal. Okay. There we go. Time for those eyebrows. All right, man. God, with eyebrows like this, you have to be super fucking expressive, I bet. Like, I bet this dude just pops off with expressions. Bet he just wiggles those eyebrows. Is my camera trying to make it brighter than it is? Oh, jeez. Is that better? Oh, man. So I was thinking I would make this guy gold trimmed with blue. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, right. I need to... There we go. All right, his ear. I keep forgetting about his ear. Oh, man. once I'm done with this and touching this part up, I'm gonna move on to the next part of the mini, which means I'm gonna have to change up my water and my paper towel. I really don't want to make a mistake and deal with the hair again, so I'm using my tiny brush. Tiny brush. But if I have to, it's not the end of the world. This is slightly too big to warrant the mini brush. It's not really working out. So I've got to let that dry before I continue. So I'm just going to patch up around the ear. Oh, it looks like I didn't mess up. Okay. Now you can see the ear nice and easy, huh? Now I missed it. Very minor though. Very minor and very easy to fix. There. Yeah, you can see the eyes. Oh, he's looking so good. Oh! Okay, so he's got a little cloak here. Looks like a robe. There's a satchel there. I want to do the shoulder pad next because I think that'll be the most fun to do. And it's out there, separated from everything else. So the next question is what color? I'm thinking a darker blue would probably be best. To go with that. So is this McCrag? Yeah, McCrag should be fine. Can't wait for my paint bag. So. And this is actually metallic, so once it's down, you'll be able to see it better. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself some new water for the paint, place my paper towel. Now that I'm starting in on the blue, I'll be right back. Man, I need that lighting on me a lot to be a lot better. I'll fix that for next time I stream. So this is that McCrag blue. Oh, you know what? I should probably do. This could be a drunken fist monk. Dwarf of the drunken fist. It's kind of cute that it's a piece of grain. The grain is not going to be the same gold. Like, this is metallic, it's going to be shiny. I don't want it to be shiny. It's going to be like a flat piece. Whereas the trim is going to be metallic gold. I'll probably use like this bright ass yellow flash gets yellow for that. At least that's what I'm thinking in my head right now. I might try and temper it with a little bit of like yellowish orange, maybe. We'll see. Is that dry yet? It's gonna be on his van brace here too. So right here, you can actually see that bit of white underneath the blue on his van brace, where the barrel and the bracer meet. That is a somewhat missed spot from my primer. But it is absolutely fine. Just takes a little more paint though. time for that gold. This will really pop. Maybe I should actually put a base coat on this first before doing the gold. I'm gonna try that out. Hate yellow. And it'll just be like a light layer. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. At least not this. Don't want to waste the yellow though, so we'll see how it looks on the grain.
Yo,
Hey, who's this?
it's a Thor. How's it going?
Doing good, doing good.
What are you playing?
I am streaming
Everything but what?
miniature painting.
Oh.
Yep.
Is it fun?
If you like painting, there's a link in the guild chat if you want to take a look at what I got so far. Cute little drinking dwarf. If I need to post it again or just message it to you, let me know.
Just scrolling forward right now. I think I found it. Yeah, I found it. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, his armor, making blue, and I'm putting gold trim around it. So that's what I'm at right now.
I'm infecting the world right now.
You're what?
I'm infecting the world right now. It's great.
What are you infecting it with?
The pre-patch event for World of Warcraft's going on right now for Shadowlands, and it's having the Scourge unleashed. So you can become a zombie and go infect everywhere.
That's pretty cool.
It's very difficult, but I've brought it all the way to a zone it's not supposed to be in. I'm just infecting everything.
I'm thinking there's an easier way to do what I'm doing here, but I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna keep doing it the hard way.
Google is your friend.
What? Google?
Google is your
Oh.
friend.
Yeah. When it comes to painting, some of the stuff's a little hard to figure out. It's a little better, easier to see. It'll take a few more layers though.
Looks like a Warhammer 40k dwarf.
Right, with the blue and the gold.
Yeah, just the armor in general. Just like, oh.
Very.
You know there is dwarfs in Warhammer 40k.
There used to be. There actually aren't anymore.
Oh, bro. There's definitely...
Unless they release
dwarves.
something new, but there used to be them. And then in the last few years, they weren't in any of the newest like expansions. There's no books, no rules for them or anything. And the guy, when asked about it for like the umpteenth time, was like, the Tyranids ate them all. So, unless they release something new, like they've been gone for a while in Warhammer 40k. Unless you're talking about fantasy.
No.
They called them squats.
Yeah. I don't know. Just going over a video and it had them in them. And I was like, oh, they're still alive.
Yeah, I'm sad that they don't have space dwarves anymore.
It'd be just funny. There'd be a small pack of space dwarves, and then it's just a bunch of humans running around their planet like, death to the Xeno, and they're just in the mountain like, yep, just ignore him, Steve. Don't go out there.
They got half giant. Well, they got like a giant race, ogres. They have space ogres, but they don't. Maybe people didn't like the dwarves. I don't know why they didn't put them in.
They're racist to short people.
I guess. You ever play any tabletop games?
I play D&D.
Nice.
I wanted to get into tabletop Warhammer 40k, but I just got the Fourth Armies.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, if you have a tabletop simulator, a lot of people ripped the minis, ripped the models from the games, and just like put them in there. Or have them straight from like the actual current content. It's pretty cool. So if you just spend the $15, you can just basically play for free. There's a program you can use for army building as well. That's pretty cool. I haven't done it in a long time though.
I have to look into it if I got money. Well, I mean, Shadowlands comes out soon, so I'll be pretty preoccupied. New X-Pac's on the 23rd. I took that day and the next day off to grind.
Cool, cool. I'm really thinking I should put some sort of dark base coat down for doing the metallic gold, but no well. go. Keep an eye. I'm using the wrong brush. Should be fine. I've only got about 30 more minutes of streaming, I think. I'll have to call it for the day.
That was good.
What edition of D&D do you play?
5e.
It's the
I haven't,
best.
I haven't played the older editions. I started it only a year ago.
Oh, I gotcha. I mean,
Still-
3.5 was good, but it was just so ridiculous.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, bro?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Alright, what are you up to?
I'm playing WoW.
I'm streaming.
Did you get your concerns addressed, Killed?
About what?
You were asking someone to hop in so that you could.
Oh! Yeah, Thule helped me out. She's a streamer too, so she was showing me a few things that I had missed. Feel free to hop in yourself, though, if you want to take a look at the progress so far.
I'm outside smoking a cigarette, so I won't really be able to see my screen on my phone. But yeah, once I get back inside, I'll take a look. I'm actually hoping my phone will last through the cigarette. These Discord phone calls are draining my battery. Yeah, actually, I'll be back in just a little bit. Once I get back inside, I'll
Sure.
try saving my battery.
All right. Oh, legs asleep. Grain. Let's see. What's that look like? Grain. Stem. Yellowish orange. Yeah. Okay. What do I have? Oh. This is actually perfect. I assume it showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like a little thing of grain on his shoulder pad. It's a little hard to see because I got some blue paint on there, but
It looks good. I can see it.
oh jeez. Avalon Sunset might be a dead paint for me. Oh shit. Yeah, that's all kinds of fucked up. Well, there goes that idea. I just have to mix something up. Let's see, what else do I have? Morel's a bit darker. If I mix it with... Let's see. Oh, I've never opened this. That's funny. Actually gonna mix it with a little bit of burnt orange. More yellow than orange. That works. I think that'll be good. If not, oh well. It's the best color combination I got. Just means I need to go buy some more Avalon Sunset at some point.
last a while, but you keep acting like a child. So we can do this one more time, then I'm not gonna do this anymore. Cry on my shoulder and make me feel like I'm the one. So go and cry on my shoulder, so you can find someone but me to hold you. Let's just say our last goodbye. For now you can lay down for a while and cry on my shoulder, so you can find someone but me to hold you, dear. You got my head off the ground. You pick me up when I drown. You got my head spinning round. I'm out of control, just hold on. We can make this last a while, but you keep acting like a child. So we can do this one more time, then I'm not gonna do this anymore. Cry on my shoulder and make me feel like I'm the one. So go and cry on my shoulder, so you can find someone but me to hold you. Let's just say our last goodbye. For now you can lay down for a while and cry.
What is this song? It's gross.
So you can find someone for me to hold you, dear. Let's just say our last goodbye. For now you can lay down for a while and cry on my shoulder, so you can find someone but me to hold you, dear.
It's gonna require a lot of cleanup around it. That's fine. I'm hoping a wash will help this thing out, because it does not look very good. It's a little harder to see on the camera. I think the white balance is actually fucking it up. Here, let me see. I think it's just glare, actually. Whatever. It's a little hard to see. Probably be chasing that a while. Alright, well, what's next on this guy, huh? I guess just the clothes, gloves, pouch, boots. I think that's where I'm going to leave that one, though, for now. Just a quick look at where I'm at. Spent a lot of time on the head today. Just a little bit on the armor. So Thrain wanted to see the minis I'm most proud of. So that'll take a second. I'm just gonna put this stuff away real quick, and then I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll be right back. Hey, sweetie. How are you? It's all muted right now. One of the guys asked me to show the minis I'm most proud of, which, surprise, is my lion guy.
I also really like the lights.
One with the red trim.
Yeah, the red and white.
I got that one. I've got that knoll I did a long time ago. You know?
The dole?
Knoll.
Oh no. have the book from before.
Okay.
So are you done streaming or are you just muted?
I'm just muted right now. I'm on a be right back screen, so.
Let's just check.
Where's Nina's miniature? Maybe it's in the current party box.
Oh, I forgot all about the card.
I don't know, where's this? So it could very well be in. Was she in the elves box or something? I don't know where her mini is. I guess I won't be showing it then. Alright, going unmuted. Alright, so because someone was interested in the ones I'm proud of, we've got this guy. It's so hard with this lighting. I need to move this back. There we go, that's better. And those dark spots in the creases, that's a wash. That is what gives it, you know, depth. And this one wasn't one of my best, but I'm still really proud of it because it looks really good. Somehow, though I did it when I was very new, is this knoll. Who just looks so angry. I had a lot of fun with this shield too. Though I've since learned a better way of doing fur, which, where is it? Animal folk and lichens. 1 second. You can best see on guys like this little man. And it's basically a lot of dry brushing. over and over again to get that look. Let's see, who else do I have? Oh, yeah, this guy. Cute little mouse man, lots of fur there. You can't just like paint it gray. There's like a whole process. All right, well, that is it for the stream. Adios.